cancel culture, culture wars. A number of observers are saying, let's get back to meat and potato issues. Culture wars are passé. If anybody looks at the ads coming up to Pride this month, you would think that the whole corporate community in Canada has gone for Pride, because some of the ads, I saw one the other day in Hudson's Bay, and it was pink wig on a guy with a beard, and it wasn't very attractive, but Hudson's Bay was saying, we have always been in your corner. Melissa Lantsman is a candidate for the Conservative Party in Thornhill, joins me right now because I just see you over there dying to get onto this. I mean, that picture, when I saw that, I said, how could they be such a, so bizarre in my way?
Well, look, I don't think it's bizarre. I think it's frankly a good thing when all of corporate Canada, or most of corporate Canada, is fighting for the top spot.
It's good to be supportive.
Sure.
I mean, there's one ad, and they were saying, we have been supporting this in our hearts for years, and there's an ad with this insipid picture. I mean, they really are bending over backwards and losing all of their credibility, I think.
I would disagree with you, because I think I've made the calculation, and you call this culture wars, and I actually call it values, and it's brand values, or for voters, it's voter values. I don't think this is about necessarily culture wars. I certainly don't think the culture wars are dead. I think that now more than ever, people are voting with values, because with a lack of policy that we're seeing and a lack of sort of real issues on the table, values is the only thing that you know and recognize. I'm either for it or I'm against it.
And I can see then that the leader of the party that you're going to be fighting in the next election is going to say, you know what, I've always been for these values, and those guys over there, they're the Johnny-come-latelys.
Well, look, I think depending on what you're talking about, that may or may not be true. But that the lifespan, I think, of a politician or a political party, I think that changes. I don't necessarily think the values do, but when you're talking about a certain issue, or when you get to a certain point where that issue is no longer an issue and you're not talking about it, that's a statement in itself.
So are we at that point when it's no longer an issue?
Well, I think you call it the culture wars, I call it values. I think it is an issue, and I think that people want to think about things like patriotism, like strong families. Those are values. You call them culture wars. Those are givens. Well, I would hope that they're...
and strong families, equality, diversity, those are givens. No one's arguing about that.
I actually hope they are givens, because I'm not sure that they're necessarily promoted in, let's say, my opponents in the Liberal Party of Canada. I'm not sure that patriotism is a value of the Liberal Party. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in any policy.
Well, I'm probably, because of what you just said, you probably will now. Melissa Lantsman, 3 minutes. I'm not out of time for that one. 3 minutes. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, recently stood up in the House of Commons and prefaced his remarks by saying, and we will only work from the facts, quote, unquote, and then proceeded to lie by saying Britain was in a horrible, horrible third wave, trying to show, in fact, that Canada was not the worst in the world. Britain, though, had vaccines. Canada did not. And this was not reported in the mainstream Canadian media, the media paid for by Justin Trudeau. All of which, I'm telling you, is that it's important to have this 3-minute interview. Please subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe, and press that PayPal thing so we can continue on to bring you the news you otherwise might not know.